Coming up next, Josh Rachlis, and we're going to play a little video that he's doing here.
A little
and
break,
we're going to come
time
back
for a
and chat with
slice of dobish cake or something?
I don't know what that is.
Break? Okay.
Sure. Okay. I'm all for that. Okay, we'll be right back. Liquid Lunch, thatchannel.com. Okay.
So what do you want to do now, Ruth?
I have an idea. What's wrong?
It's your light bulb. It's not a compact fluorescent light bulb.
What are you talking about?
You know those new twisty ones that are more energy efficient? I mean, they have ones that are round now too, but
Okay, you have a girl over in the middle of a blackout, and that's what you're thinking about?
something we should all be thinking about. Switching just one bulb will save up to $100 in energy costs and keep 1,300 pounds of global warming causing pollution out of the air.
Okay, fine. I'll get one of those twisty bulbs when this one runs out. Okay?
No, not okay. That's not really the point to use that one up, because every minute you keep using it is another minute you're not saving money and helping the environment.
Well, every minute you keep droning on about this is another minute that you're not getting any action.
That's a good point, too.
Don't touch my bulb!
Okay, you know what? Fine. Change it yourself.
Okay, fine. How do I look?
Is that it?
Great things come.
Okay, we're back on
Yes.
the air. There's Josh Rachlis. Josh, how did you get those light bulbs to float in the air?
Well, I can't reveal my secrets, otherwise everybody will make their own movies, you know. But a lot of training. You know,
Yeah.
light bulbs tend to just want to sit on the table, but if you encourage them and you offer them treats, eventually you can sort of trick them into
That makes
to
sense.
floating.
It's a lot of intent involved.
Do they
like
do they
yoga.
have to know yoga, I wonder? 'Cause
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the hot yoga works best for them because their light bulbs like to be hot.
hot yoga.
Yeah. Have you been to hot yoga?
No, but
I have for many
have
years.
you, Daniel?
Well, I've got 2 teaching certificates, but the first year of 2 years of taking yoga seriously
Yeah.
was the Bikram yoga, and
Is that the hot
moksha.
one?
I didn't get a chance to do moksha, but 2 years of Bikram yoga. That's the hot, your hot, sweaty
Yeah.
room, 98 degrees or something.
Yeah, I did it a couple of weeks ago. You know,
Yeah.
I get down to my sports bra and everything, and
Yeah.
it's pretty. It's
The
sexy.
sports bra, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little embarrassing.
No, it's okay. It's
No.
okay.
Yeah, you
We're
gotta wear
used
what
to
you gotta wear.
everything here.
Yeah.
So Josh, what do you do? I mean, you got these videos on the internet.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, for a while there, I've been posting, there's some little comedy videos. I've been doing some puppet videos and just little comedic monologues and stuff. But in my other life, I was sort of an environmentalist, and was always trying to save the environment. It was stressing me out a lot. I was coming up to people in streets with brochures that I made up, asking them to stop idling. So if I would see somebody sitting in their car idling, I would hand them a brochure, and I would get threatened a lot. You know, one guy ran after me for 3 blocks and said, "If you ever sort of touch my car again, I'll kill you," and stuff. So I started to realize that I wasn't going to change the world that way, and I might get killed.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, what can I do? Because I'm not going to be able to stop all idlers. I'm not going to be able to stop all litterers. You know, I pick up garbage everywhere I go, but there's always going to be more garbage. But since I had this sort of interest in making comedy videos, I thought, well, why don't I combine the two? And, you know, if I can reach more people with my comedy and get an environmental message in the videos that way, I could probably have a bigger effect than if I just walk around all day picking up cans. You know?
Okay, that's kind of interesting. So that last video, now we really didn't pay attention to it here in the studio because we were
you guys are busy.
Yeah,
you
we're
know.
busy setting it up and stuff like that. But what was that? Was there an environmental message in that?
That
one?
was that was sort of the first video I made. with a comedic bent. The treehugger.com was having a contest to make sort of a comedic, or it didn't have to be comedic, just some kind of video about the environment. And I thought, well, why don't I enter that? And I had a ulterior motive for making that one. I heard that Laurie David was going to be one of the judges, and she's the producer of An Inconvenient Truth, the Al Gore movie, and so I've,
wow,
I had a bit of a crush on her.
Oh, and okay.
But of course, she was married to Larry David at the time.
Oh, her. That's the one.
So it's kind of Larry.
That's why you brought her up, maybe.
Well,
earlier.
That's right.
We can get to that. I eventually made some movies directly for her, but at the time I thought, well, if I can do this comedy video for this thing, and she's going to be one of the judges, maybe she'll pay attention to it, and she'll go, oh, this is kind of funny. This guy's funny. I should tell my husband Larry about him, and maybe Josh could be on Curb Your Enthusiasm, something like that.
Oh, that would have
been cool. But then once the movie was on the website, I realized the rules said that anybody who's outside of the United States won't be judged by the celebrity panel. They'll be judged by John Fluvog, who makes the shoes. So he picked the winner of those, and I didn't win that. So I needed a new plan. But yeah, that movie we just saw, it's called An Inconvenient Ruth. It's about a girl named Ruth, and it was me playing the character of the guy, and I'm on a date with the girl, and there's a blackout, and she gets an idea. It's like, oh, I got an idea for what we can do now in the dark, and a little light bulb appears above her head. But I can't get into making out with her because it's not a compact fluorescent light bulb. It's not the energy efficient one. So I have to convince her to, switch the light bulb above her head to the compact fluorescent one. So I've kind of combined my own neuroses with some comedy and some green message.
Okay.
So I like to think of it like, a little episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm or Seinfeld, but with a green twist.
All right. Now, is it only... it's interesting. So do you go beyond the environmental message? Do you sometimes just go it for the laughs, just for the joke?
Yeah. I mean, I do in my own stuff. Like in the green comedy, I try to have each one like have an environmental message. Like this movie's about the light bulb, or this movie's about littering, or whatever, and inject it with my own sort of flavor. But then on the other, I do my own stuff as well. I've got some movies about a beaver puppet that moves to the city because he finds a pack of gum in the forest and he realizes, well, I don't need to chew trees anymore, so I might as well buy a condo and become an architect. So I do stuff like that, and hopefully it all sort of works together. Like if somebody likes the beaver movie or my movie about a towel that falls in love with a girl, maybe they'll say, oh, what else has he got? And you sort of slip in the green comedy as an extra.
Right.
Because I'm not as likely myself to even go to a site that's nothing but green comedy or something. It's like I don't want to be lectured to all the time.
Of course,
and it kind of limits the thing. But if it's sort of part of the message, it seems like, okay, there's a bit of this, there's a bit of stuff that's not that green.
I was just thinking way back in the 50s, Lenny Bruce may have brought people in with just, straight comedy at first. And then he got them hooked. And then he started to get into his agenda, and then he got arrested a lot. But I'm not saying that's you, but at least I think I would think that was his hook way back, comedians with a message from way back. Mm-hmm. And that's good.
I mean, I think a lot of actors and comedians, they care about the world and stuff, and so you feel like, well, if I'm going to be making a comedy video, is there a way I can get a positive message out there at the same time and sort of help the world a little bit rather than just doing poo-poo jokes or whatever. So even in my other stuff, I try to get a message of caring or love in there that makes people feel good. I know on the internet there's a lot of stuff that's just fart jokes or people falling off things, but I try to sort of get some bigger message about, hey, we should all get along, we should all love each other, kind of thing, which doesn't sound very funny. But
do you think it's ever gonna, are we ever gonna make any progress on any of this stuff? Do you think?
I don't think so. I think we're pretty much screwed.
Really?
No, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, there's no set way of knowing. I mean, you could argue that, well, look, we've got global warming and everybody's trying to change it, but we haven't done anything. But we don't know how bad it would have been if people weren't out there trying, right? Maybe the world would have already been.
And plus, we don't know. They say it's still, the people are still debating it. Some people are saying...
Yeah, I mean, nobody rational is still debating it, I don't think. I mean,
really? Okay, because I remember there was a time where they said, oh, we're going to have an ice age. We're going into an ice age. Then the next thing you know, it's global warming. And now they're saying that the global warming is going to flip into global cooling.
I heard that, yes. That's where the ice age comes in.
We don't... I mean, I'm not a scientist. That's the thing. I hate to get into debates about, well, no, this and that, because I can't argue the points. I just have to assume that, when the entire scientific community of the world sort of agrees on something, there's probably something to look at. And for me, I'm like, well, how could it not be a problem to fill the atmosphere with pollution? You know?